Well, hello. Good morning. Welcome to the Victor Wilt program. Or good afternoon or good evening or whatever time of day you're listening to this, since you can listen to it at any time now. I was just reading about an Olympic-related topic that's finally not about Gojira. This is about Olympic swimmers. Now, the article says, yep, we assumed this was going on all along. And I don't know, immediately your brain goes to some dirty place, right? When you hear that phrase. Or maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, do Olympic swimmers pee in the pool? Yes. The answer is yes, according to interviews with Olympic swimmers. They got these what they call high-tech skin-tight swimsuits. Now, I don't know what makes a swimsuit high-tech, but we're going to go with it. That's what the article says, high-tech swimsuits. And it takes them, 20 minutes to get into these. So when you got to go, you got to go. And if you're in the pool, I guess that's just what you do. So they're just all trying to distract their fellow competitors. All of a sudden, you feel a warm spot from the guy next to you. Throws you off a little bit. Yeah? Can you imagine if part of your job was knowing that you had to, swim through the person next to you's, just waist? That's just part of the job. You try to get them back, but you can't. Anyway, I can't go into too much detail on this because it gets in that gray area or yellow area of borderline bothersome to the community. So, I think talking about peeing in the pool, you go to the pool, people put up the signs. Welcome to our ool. There's no pee in it. So if they could put those signs up, I should be able to talk about it. Plus, this is, what Olympic athletes do. The best swimmers in the world. I don't think they should have got this message out there. I think it's like giving people the A-OK to go ahead and head to the public pool and just let it go. Don't do it, okay? You're not wearing a swimsuit that takes 20 minutes to put on or take off. Get out of the pool, go to the bathroom, please. People want the water to be cool on a hot day. Don't disrupt people's enjoyable swims. Low speed chase on a scooter? I know it's not the world's greatest content, but forgive me. I was in Florida. So, nice that something happened where the police in Florida, could deal with something a little bit tamer than usual. So, a deputy noticed a man acting suspiciously and went up to him like, what's up, buddy? What are you doing? But then the guy jumped on a motorized Walmart scooter and tried to make a run for it. Now, is he talking about the motorized cart? What's a motorized Walmart scooter? I can't imagine that they have scooters like, you see on the side of the road all over the place. Seems inefficient for grocery shopping. Anyway, the guy made a run for it at about 2 miles per hour. He was easily stopped. If you can be caught while the police are just walking behind you. Yeah, he had a bunch of stolen jewelry and handheld game devices, which he stole from Walmart. He also stole the motorized scooter, as they're calling it. I think scooter is, again, the wrong word. This is a motorized shopping cart. It's not a scooter. What's going on with the news here? It's Florida news, so whatever. But, that's what's in the news. Low-speed chase with a thief on a scooter that's not a scooter. Just because he's scooting along at a low speed doesn't mean he is on a scooter. Oh, jeez. I had a good dose of coffee this morning. I might have to kick it up a notch, do some more. I just saw somebody send us a message on Instagram where somebody cracked open a container of Nescafe instant coffee and just poured water in it and stirred it up, that puts my instant coffee shooters to shame for sure. Maybe that's what I need to do this morning. I've got a fresh container. Ugh. All right. Again, we're going to make it through this day. We're going to power through together. Don't get into arguments with strangers. Just ever. All right. You're out at the bar. Somebody wants to get in a debate with you. Just leave. Because in this day and age, you don't know what kind of crazy you could potentially be dealing with. All right. This was in Indonesia. Got a couple of guys at the bar doing a little bit of drinking, and they start debating a variety of topics. I hope this is real news. It seems like fake news because it's so stupid, but people are so crazy. Maybe it's real. I haven't found anything to indicate it's not real. All right. So anyway, back to the story here. They get in a debate at the bar about what came first, the chicken or the egg. For real. Yeah. They started off joking, exchanging riddles. Then they start debating which came first, the chicken or the egg. At some point, one of the guys got emotional and left. And he left so he could go home and get a knife. Came back and killed the other guy. Stabbed him 15 times. Jeez. See, you might think which came first, the chicken or the egg, is about as harmless of an argument as you could get into. But think about it. It really could open up a Pandora's box of all kinds of different topics, okay? You could end up in I'm guessing what happened, they ended up in some type of a religious discussion there. And next thing you know, you're being brutally stabbed at the bar. So just a reminder to be cautious out there. There are people in this day and age who just fly off the handle. And I shouldn't just say in this day and age, but it seems more common. Maybe it's because what I do all day, every day, is dig through the news to try to find stuff to talk about. And I see a lot of people getting killed in the news. But if I can add a little bit of funny here as I was scrolling through, at the end, there's a button at the end of this article that says skip to the next poll. And I thought they were asking which came first, the chicken or the egg in a poll. That would, in my opinion, be in pretty bad taste of this news organization to do in this article. Yeah. Generally, you leave the bad taste to the people in the comments who are posting the laugh react, when somebody dies. Like back when people were dying of COVID and people would post the laugh react or get in there and be like, this is fake. Sometimes, you should just not click. All right. Not click. Keep your mouth shut. Try to be a good human being. But who wants to do that, right? Not in 2024. Why be a good human being? I would encourage you to. It'll make your life better, but I don't want to tell you what to do. I think that's part of the problem. People don't like to be told what to do anymore, so maybe just don't listen to me. All right, I guess we're going to dive into something that I've avoided for a while now, and that is the topic of the Skibidi Toilet. I understood to a degree what this is. It's just a YouTube video of a head in a toilet, right? And now a series of YouTube videos with a head in a toilet. I have not watched any of these videos, but I saw recently there were discussions to make a movie out of the Skibidi Toilet thing. We've talked plenty about Gen Z on this program, but I think Gen Alpha, that might be the weirdest generation yet, huh? And I'm all for it, all right? You want to fire up and meme out some crazy YouTube videos featuring heads in toilets with glowing eyes, whatever, all right? I don't understand what they're saying half the time. Like, look at this sentence. is this real? Any young kids out there that can tell me if this is just old people trying to pretend they understand Gen Alpha lingo, or is this something that would really be said? And also, is there any, bad things being said here? Am I going to get in trouble for saying this? Because it looks like gibberish to me. Bro, didn't you get phantom taxed because of your level 0 Guyot or Gyat? I don't know what this is. When you literally have El Riz only in Ohio while hitting the gritty. You need to cook more like Livy Dunn and Baby Gronk, or I'll get the non-Sigma Rizzlers to mog you. I hope I didn't say anything vile there, because I don't know what any of that means. I had to have Peaches tell me what Riz was one day. It's charisma. Whatever. I'm not going to judge each generation for their slang, all right? Just because I don't get it doesn't mean there's a problem with it. I think that's one of the issues that older people face from each generation, is just because they don't understand the younger generation, they feel like they have this right to say that the new generation is wrong or that there's a problem with it. And I don't think that's the case. I think, the boomers now, back when they were teenagers, all of their parents were like, what's wrong with this generation? They're going to destroy the world. I mean, we've got the news articles going back like 100 years, at least, where each generation's talking about how horrible the new generation's going to be. And I'm sure my generation will be doing it for whatever, comes after Gen Alpha down the road. Oh, these kids, what are they? They're destroying the world. We're all going to die. And it'll all be okay. Skibidi Toilet, head in the toilet. We used to watch some weird videos when I was young. So I'm not surprised at all that virtual battles between human-headed toilets and humanoids with surveillance cameras, speakers, and televisions for heads, I'm not surprised this is popular. All right. I'm going to finally click on the original video. All right, we've got a head that popped out of a toilet. I don't have the audio on. All right, it's a weird video. Okay. Uh-oh, my phone's buzzing. Does that mean I said something vile? Uh-oh. Okay. Bryce texted me and says that I think I'm still okay, Bryce. Said that Gyat, I don't know how you properly pronounce it, admiration for a large bootay or something else. It's still fine, I think, because even if it's an abbreviation for something else, it's an abbreviation for something that is said in songs we play. So I think I'm okay there. How do you know these things, Bryce? Is it because you have young kids? Oh, too funny. Anyway, Skibidi Toilet plot and Gen Alpha appeal. There's a whole breakdown that I found online. This is an insanely long article. Although the Gen Alpha trend has been the butt of intergenerational criticism, many of us don't actually understand what's at the core of Skibidi Toilet before rating its brain rot capabilities. Some of the stuff we watched when I was young is pretty stupid, all right? What's worse? Kids watching Mr. Rogers or kids watching Skibidi Toilet? Both very stupid programs, all right? Now, Mr. Rogers might have a nice message at times, but maybe the Skibidi Toilet does too. I don't know. I haven't dove in to this Skibidi Toilet universe. There might be some good messages. Just because a head's in a toilet doesn't mean it can't say something uplifting, positive, and perhaps inspirational. Okay? Anyway, props to the next generation for keeping it strange. So I just saw a post saying MTV debuted on the air 43 years ago today. Now, you younger people might be like, MTV, what's that? Usually there's a meme floating around on this day that's like, MTV debuted on the air 43 years ago today. Thanks for 20 years of music. Something like that. I don't know. You young people, you don't realize what MTV was back in the day. I mean, it was a big deal back in the day. That was where you went to find out what was going on with new music. Now, us metalheads, we of course had plenty of negative things to say about MTV. They had a program at one point that went away. Then I think it came back for a bit. It was called Headbangers Ball. I'm sure it would be super cringe to watch nowadays. But I saw a lot of great music for the first time. And I say saw because MTV was a TV channel. I saw a lot of great music debuted for me in music video form on MTV. I'm sure it had a major impact on me being the person I am today. Not only because of the music, but because of really one program in particular. It had such an impact on shaping the person I would become. And that program was Beavis and Butthead. Oh, man, you kids have no idea. This show, when it debuted, holy cow, did it turn the planet upside down. You want to talk about parents losing their mind about things. You don't really see that anymore. Every once in a while, a song will pop up that parents freak out about, like, WAP. Some parents that I know lost their minds about that, and I had to remind them, like, think about the music you listened to back in the day. Okay, you want to tell me that old gangsta rap is not just as bad? It's okay for the ladies to make songs just like the guys did back then. Settle down. But Beavis and Butthead, man, I mean, we had politicians talking about it. This show must be destroyed. Politicians always trying to ruin a good time. Take us back to the 50s. But Beavis and Butthead, holy cow, the first time I saw that show, nowadays we have so many, cartoons for adults, offensive cartoons with adult humor. That wasn't the case back when Beavis and Butthead debuted. It was wild. And the first time I saw it, I don't know how old I was, but I was not very old. And I was like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever seen. And one of the best aspects of Beavis and Butthead was not just the episodes. It was their commentary on music videos that would be interspersed throughout an episode each week. I definitely blame a lot of my musical taste on videos that I saw on Beavis and Butthead, as well as their opinion on what these videos were like. If Beavis and Butthead said your video or your band sucked, you were done back in the day. You were done for. And also, if Beavis and Butthead said your band was awesome, that could make your career skyrocket. I don't know if there are any tastemakers out there nowadays who have that type of influence. I mean, we're talking, bands would blow up because of Beavis and Butthead. And it was just such a fun show. And that was, an MTV program. MTV had a lot of good programming back in the day. And then it all went to crap. MTV pretty much is a placeholder for that ridiculousness show now, isn't it? Isn't that all they show? I don't have cable, so I haven't tuned into MTV in a while. But it's really unfortunate what MTV has become, because I don't know why they call themselves MTV. They're not music television anymore. They don't play music. But once it switched over to, teen parent reality shows and ridiculousness, it's just really too bad. I think they could have done something with the brand online. I don't know. I'm not a TV executive, but it's just kind of crazy when I think back to how important MTV was when we were kids, people my age, and how meaningless it is now to young people. I'm sure that young people see that and they're like, okay, that's old people stuff. Who cares? And it's still around, MTV. It's just, I mean, it's a dead brand. It's completely dead. Anyway, if you want to make your day enjoyable, watch Beavis and Butthead, but do it on YouTube where you can see the music video commentary. And I really think that the only problem with the newer episodes of Beavis and Butthead is, you know, they'll critique music videos from time to time, and they don't seem to think that anything sucks. You know, like they're too nice to everything. Some of the videos that you see them critique, like Beavis and Butthead back in the 90s, would have been like, this video sucks. And it's funny when you see them critique TikTok videos and things like that. The new episodes of Beavis and Butthead are really good that you can watch on, I think it's Paramount. They're fantastic. But I do wish that they would do a little bit more for the rock and metal world when it comes to, you know, video discussion. But again, the new episodes did not have the same kind of impact in any way. I mean, it was a cultural phenomenon when Beavis and Butthead hit the scene back in the 90s. It was wild. It was wild. You had to be there, kids. You had to be there. And I got to give a shout out to my mom. My mom was awesome. Both of my parents were totally awesome. They let me watch Beavis and Butthead. My mom thought Beavis and Butthead was really funny. And most parents were horrified at the prospect of their kids even knowing what Beavis and Butthead was, let alone watching it. So I'm ever grateful that I had such cool parents. They ruled. All right, I was going to do a break where I started breaking down fake stories that are making the rounds online, but there's just too many. And I went to Snopes, and I was going to just start going through article by article, and I realized it's just going to make people mad. So, sadly, I'm just not going to do it. But what I am going to do is encourage everybody listening to this program to just take some time, go to Snopes, and just scroll through. You know, like click where it says latest, go to view all, and just go ahead and scroll through, read the articles, and see if you can, you know, clear your mind a little bit when it comes to what is real and what isn't. Because I have seen a lot of these on my own Facebook feed. Like that Home Depot is no longer sponsoring the Olympics because of the evil opening ceremony. It's not true. Same with Samsung. They're not pulling their sponsorship because of the Olympic opening ceremony, which I would also really like to encourage everybody to kind of look into the history behind the Olympic ceremony. There are historical explanations for everything that was happening throughout that. So please, before losing your mind, just read into the history of the country, France, and see what was going on there. They were telling a story throughout the opening ceremony there. It's just so funny when I start scrolling Snopes and I go, oh yeah, I've seen all this stuff. And then I go, wow, a lot of people think this stuff's real. I see so much of this that is totally unbelievable that I just go, you know, whatever. But I got to remind myself, people buy into this stuff. And these are the kind of things that lead to so much division in the world. I hope that someday we can sort of come back together as a people. Because, man, it's just gotten really sad. It's just gotten really sad nowadays. So, anyway, go check out Snopes. If you're not familiar with the website, they've been around for, I mean, a couple decades. Snopes has been around forever. Because lies on the internet and urban legends and things have been around forever. It's a great way to find out what's real and what isn't. Now, I'm sure there's people out there like Snopes is, controlled by Big Brother or something. I don't know. But from my experience, they seem to be pretty legit. So please go give it a look, and maybe you can calm some of your family members who are spreading craziness around down a little bit, and let's cool things off out there in social media land. Hey, I can dream. Time to talk about rumors for bands you may not know but should. Now, I've talked about this band many a time on air because they're fantastic. They're one of my all-time favorites, and they're a band that everyone should dive into the catalog and become as familiar with as possible. That band is the mighty Opeth. Not OTEP. Opeth. O-P-E-T-H. I was scrolling Reddit because that's what I do. And apparently somebody posted some type of album leak details in the Opeth subreddit in the last few days, and it's now been removed in response to a copyright notice. And according to the Opeth subreddit, rumor has it that there will be a single coming tomorrow and then the album releasing in October. Now, I have not seen any news to indicate this is true, aside from Reddit rumors, but supposedly the new Opeth album will come out October 11th and will be called The Last Will and Testament. They've got album art up and everything. This looks pretty legit to me. Looks like somebody managed to get the detail. Did they just launch all this information? Hold on here, because now there's so much information popping up. This has to be real, because they're showing the vinyl variants and things like that, the collector's editions. All right, when do we get some new music? All right, that's all I care about. When do we get a new song? Huh? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it looks like this is official. I wish Reddit would feed me the newest posts first, not the stuff people were talking about a few days ago. Because, all right, let's eliminate rumor. Now, I don't know if it's true there's going to be a new single tomorrow, but the album details do appear to be out there. Very cool, very cool. They've got track lengths and everything. Okay, taken from omerch.com. Anyway, Opeth is an amazing band. If you're not familiar with them, you should dive in. I'm going to play some Opeth after the break, okay? I'm going to go to break right now so we can come back and play an epic Opeth track. Don't go anywhere. Since we just played a song that talked about Red Dead Redemption Part 2, I want to let everybody know I did play some video games last night. I was starting to get concerned that I was turning into an old person, but I did it. I played some Red Dead, and I had fun doing it, and I wanted to keep playing it, but it was bedtime because I had to get up early. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm losing my mind anymore. I'm not turning into a person who's too old for video games. Oh, thank you, Red Dead. Such a good game. At the beginning of the game, when you put it into the PlayStation, it tells you how many hours you played. It said something like 1,100 hours. Now, how many? Let's see. 1,100 divided by 24. 45 days of my life. Oh, man, there are some people out there who would go, look what you've done with yourself. A month and a half of your life spent playing one game. I don't feel like that was a waste of my time. It's very relaxing. There's something just so relaxing about playing Red Dead Redemption Part 2 to me. Like, it is the best. It is just zen playing that game. All right, anyway, sorry. Let's get into some freak news. We got a lot of tourist news, all right? We got a tourist caught bathing topless in a Florence fountain, upsetting the locals. All right. Now, I'm guessing that it's not the topless thing that people are super upset about. I think it was just jumping into a fountain that you're not supposed to. There are, laws in this city that say, you need to have respect for our local landmarks. No jumping in the fountains. Because anytime a story pops up where somebody gets offended at women being topless, I don't buy it. I don't think that anybody is really offended by boobs. I just don't buy it. Now, jumping into a fountain in the middle of a city, such as the Trevi Fountain in Rome, it's forbidden. This is inappropriate behavior at cultural sites, and I think that's why the locals get mad. I'm pretty sure the same reaction would happen if she was in a swimsuit. Just throwing it out there. So if you're visiting another country, try to be respectful. Don't be an idiot. And don't go on vacation to Australia. Now, not for all of the reasons I've pointed out on this show many times, like giant spiders and snakes coming out of the toilet. No, let's talk about the crazy locals. They're fed up with tourists. The graffiti that is popping up around places like, okay, this is not even just Australia. This is also in Spain. You've got graffiti saying, kind of tame things like tourists go home. But the new stuff popping up is kill tourists. Jeez. All right. Well, Spain, Australia, I'll stay home. You don't have to worry about me. Plenty of places I could visit elsewhere. I don't think I'm an annoying tourist either, however. All right. I'm old. I think it's people in their 20s. People in their 20s, they're all out of control. You young people, you kids, you're out of control. Now, when I was in my 20s, I was fairly out of control as well. All right. So I'm not going to just play innocent here. Okay. I have been an irritating person at many times over my many years on this planet. I have certainly been dumb and annoying. I try to not be that way anymore. Try to be, responsible, set a good example. But you young kids, look what you're doing. Now people are ready to kill tourists in places like Spain and Australia. That's pretty frightening. Be careful out there if you're going to go on vacation. Why do I have that tab open? I was certainly not going to talk about that. Again, if I was doing a show online, I didn't have a job, I didn't have bosses, no oversight, man, would I have fun. There are so many crazy stories out there that I just cannot discuss on the radio. And I'm not just talking like politics. I think it would be fun to talk politics, let y'all know what I really think about things. But no, some of the really vile, crazy stories that pop up day to day that it's like, parents driving their kids to school probably don't want to hear me talking about that. I don't think the bosses would either. Man, it would be fun. It would be so fun. But I'll continue being a, safe for the community, living up to the standards of East Idaho radio host. I won't go off the rails. I won't, become completely unhinged. Sorry, as fun as that would be. And we'll get into some more of this freak news as we go on throughout the show today. My goal today to make the 9 o'clock hour as good as the rest of the show and not run out of content. And I tend to burn through the best content in the first half of the show. And then, everybody listening during 9's like, why do people like this guy? He sucks. He's, always just like, well, I don't have anything to talk about. It's hard, all right? It's hard to dig up. Like, basically, if I wanted to execute the perfect show, I would need 16 different topics during the morning show that were all like great quality content for the day. And it would be easy if I could just dive into the dumb political news. I mean, daily, it would be a piece of cake. But, I'm in the wrong market to do it. So we'll be back with whatever other dumb, tame, safe content I can find. That's right, East Idaho Radio. Let's cue the outrage on the Victor Wilt Show. And this one, surprisingly, the outrage I'm seeing is just from the average person going, why is this news? Meh. You may have heard it during the little East Idaho news brief that popped up at the top of the hour there. BYU-Idaho to sell Mountain Dew. Yeah, caffeinated soda available at BYU-Idaho, and this is a big discussion, I guess. But people are mad that it's in the news. I feel like, as someone who, when I was a kid, didn't know anything about BYU-Idaho till we took a field trip to the planetarium, and I was almost not allowed to go to the planetarium because I was wearing shorts. I feel, as a person who went through that, thinking back, that this is news because a lot of people out there might not realize BYU-Idaho is a different kind of school, okay? Yeah, no, when I was a kid, I think I was in like first grade. I don't know. Third grade. I had never heard of a school that on a 90-degree day, you couldn't wear shorts at. And apparently it's just something that you were supposed to know. I don't recall, as part of the parental permission slip, it's saying, make sure your kids wear pants. But I get there and I get off the bus and they're like, wearing shorts. Can't. They eventually, just let me come in because I was a little kid and I wanted to go to the planetarium. And come on now. But I don't know. I think the fact that you could buy Mountain Dew at BYU-Idaho now is probably news in the city of Rexburg. That's, whoa, what's happening to our town? What are they doing? What's next? What's next? Red Bull? No, don't worry. They're still not selling energy drinks, okay? I'm looking at a picture of one of the fridges, and I see some Pepsi and some Mountain Dew. All right? That's as wild as it's getting, so don't worry. Don't worry. Things are not completely spiraling out of control and going off the rails at BYU-Idaho yet. What happens if you bring a Red Bull to BYU-Idaho? I mean, now again, shout out to our listeners in Rexburg. I thought that this was like not a big deal a while ago. I don't know. And I gotta say, okay, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. I was going to try to express the virtues of instant coffee shooters, okay? Mountain Dew has so much sugar in it. Mountain Dew is terrible for you. Could I, Victor Wilt, become the new caffeine spokesperson for BYU-Idaho? We'll start bottling up Victor Wilt's cold instant coffee shooters. They're like low calorie, 2 ingredients. You got water and you've got 100% pure instant coffee. 2 ingredients. That's all. No sugar. And, I could make regular, extra strong, light. It's much healthier than Mountain Dew. You could put my face on the bottle, my big, dumb, bald head. Victor Wilt's magic elixir. I don't know. Anyway, enjoy the Mountain Dew. It is delicious at times. Don't get me wrong. I like myself a nice Mountain Dew from time to time. But the people who are losing their minds about this online, like, why are you talking about this? You've never been to Rexburg, apparently. I'm sure this is a major talking point in that city. It's got to be. I've been there. All right? I got in trouble for wearing shorts there. All right? But again, we love Rexburg. Shout out to our listeners there. And I might have to have a Mountain Dew in celebration. Sounds like a lot of sugar, though. Been trying to behave myself. Trying to avoid the ice cream. Mountain Dew probably worse than ice cream. Let's talk art. Yeah. All right. So we've got some artists in the Ann Arbor area in Michigan very upset about a new graffiti artist who's rolled into their turf. And they don't think what this artist is doing is very artistic at all. All right, you've been in graffiti alleys before, right? Like, I've been to a few in Boise. We might even have a few around here. I don't know. These are common places where people go to throw up a little bit of graffiti art. And there's a new person on the block in Ann Arbor. I would assume they go by the name Farts, but that's all they spray paint up on the wall is just farts, period. Over and over and over again, all over the place. I'm sorry, but as far as this program is concerned, farts can be artistic, all right? That's what I say. And, all right, I'm looking at one image here that says farts 8 times. I would not say that the farts are covering up any type of spectacular art, okay? I would understand the artists in Ann Arbor being upset if they threw up this amazing, cool piece of graffiti and somebody wrote the word farts right over the top. But every instance that I'm personally seeing of the word farts is not covering anything other than like a million other just layers of graffiti that are just other words. So I might be on the side of farts on this one. I mean, they're showing some really cool street art on some of these walls here. And all of that art, none of it says farts. So why get upset if farts is popping up in places that, I don't know, could use a little sprucing up? And I mean, if I was walking through an alley and I saw the word farts over and over, I would laugh and take a picture. But that's just my sense of humor. So they believe that the person behind this is a middle-aged dad named Ryan. They're not sure, but that's the rumor. Middle-aged dad named Ryan. So it's somewhat about my demographic here. Middle-aged dad that thinks farts are funny. Well, shame on you. Actually not, Ryan. I got your back, bro. Now, if farts was, again, covering up great art, then it would be a shame. A shame upon the artists known as farts, but I think farts is fine for now. Farts is? Because farts is the artist. Is this the only situation where you could go farts is artistic? Classy 97. You guys are kind of strange.
Well.
Yeah, it's all right. Everybody's
whatever.
a little bit strange in their own way, right?
Except me.
Nah.
I'm as normal as it gets.
Nah.
Yeah. So Josh and Chantel from Classy walk in here. And go ahead and tell the listeners the question you asked me.
Go ahead, Josh.
Well, it's been this ongoing conversation of who has a better watch tan line. It's real basic, and she asked our 14-year-old daughter, and our daughter always sides with I've got the better thing, and so it drives her nuts.
It makes me so mad. She never sides with me.
She wanted another opinion. She said, "Who can we go ask?" I said, "Let's go ask Victor."
Hey, you walk in. Who has the better tan? And I'm like,
yeah, who has got a better watch tan line?
And I'm like, how could one be better than the other?
Yeah,
well, it's clear.
Criteria.
Clearly, mine is better.
Well, that's what I ended up saying is Chantel's is better because I've always learned
niceties.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if Josh gets mad at me, but
right, and that's pity vote, and so I won't accept it.
No, I did say, in all fairness, that I thought Chantel had the darker tan before I said hers was better.
Think she has a darker tan?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Which means my watch line stands out better. Which means I'm the clear winner. Victorious, you lose.
Victorious. I like that word, as you could probably guess. Yeah, I can't do a watch. I don't know. I don't like having it on my wrist. Makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like bracelets. I don't like rings. I don't like watches.
Like it's judging you? Why does it make you uncomfortable?
No, it's uncomfortable. I don't like stuff on my arms like that.
How do you know what time it is?
A phone.
It's 2024.
Yeah, who needs a watch anymore? It's a fashion statement, right?
Well, mine is also a step tracker. So I have all my fitness in there. It tracks my sleep.
But my phone does that too.
No.
It'll track steps.
But it doesn't also read your heart rate.
Yeah, but see, I don't know if I want to be reminded of my unhealthiness every single day.
Fair. That's fair.
I already have enough problems when I wake up. I look in the mirror, like,
It reminds me I need to get up and walk around.
maybe I do need a watch.
Yeah.
Because,
It yells sometimes and says, move. And I'm like, shit it.
I thought you made me nervous for a second there. I was like, whoa. She said, shove it. All right. Well, anyway, you both have great watch
Wonderful.
tan
Thank
lines.
But mine is better.
This is riveting stuff we've got going on today on a Thursday.
I just want to let listeners know the type of discussions we have around here.
Yeah.
So
Real life happening behind the scenes, tan line comparisons.
That's right.
It.
That's the
what we
radio
do.
world.
Yep.
Keeping it real. If you lose your job, you're not going to increase your chances of getting it back or getting a new job if you threaten to blow the place up. Is it up in Canada here? Anyway, teenager who was fired from Walmart decided to threaten to place bombs throughout the store. Yeah, decided to make a phone call and I'm blowing the place up. Yeah, now he's in jail. You want people to be able to call your previous employer and be like, hey, how did little Billy work out when he was there? Well, he threatened to blow the place up and he had to go to jail for a while for making terroristic threats. We fired him prior to that for good reason. Try to talk to your kids here. Teach them about restraint. A little bit of restraint can go a long way. I mean, most people's issues with restraint boil down to losing it online, saying something crazy on social media. I think if we talk to the youth, we could prevent them, hopefully, from taking it steps further. I mean, even doing it on social media, not recommended. I've seen numerous articles about people missing out on jobs because of content on their social media pages. So keep it in mind. Try to keep those pages clean. It's not only to your family and friends you might look bad. Prospective employers as well. Just a reminder to check your spam folder every now and again. You never know what's in there. Like, I don't know what's in mine. I mean, let's open it up here. See if I spot anything interesting. So far, looking like garbage. Like usual. Like every other time I check my spam folder. Why can't things work out for me like they did for this woman who just decided to check her spam and discovered, she won $207,000 in the Michigan State Lottery. Yeah, she had signed up for second chance drawing entries in the Michigan Lottery. And apparently, I guess they didn't bother to call her, just sent out an email. And, well, I would assume most of the time Google is going to go, you won hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, that's spam. That's fake news. But it was legit. It was legit. This is the kind of luck I could just never have. Never have. I scroll through my spam, and it's all going to be trash. But holy cow, I get a lot of spam. I'm looking at the number of emails here. I should probably look through this. What if there's something important in here? Like, hey, did you want to interview Tool? Or I don't know. You never know what's going to end up in spam. So you might want to check your spam. Just because there might be free money in there. Can you imagine? You need to get back to us within 7 days or the $500,000 prize is not yours. And that was from, 2 weeks ago. Oh, jeez. I think they should have to call you. That's what I think. So anyway, I'm going to dig through my spam for a few. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting. Good luck to you on searching through yours. All right, I did not find in my spam folder any free money. I did not win the lottery. It was a big disappointment. I'm sad. But I did find some content, I suppose. I got all these emails, and they're all from different people. Like, check it out. Here's some stuff about Idaho. Look it, we're going to talk about Idaho Falls, America's second most desirable city to live in, Idaho Falls. Sorry, Rexburg and Pokey, you don't seem to be on the list. I don't know what's up with that. Shame. So anyway, the criteria to determine what cities were the most desirable cities to live in break down to things like average income, violent and property crime rates, vehicle accidents, rent and living costs, and the percentage of people who live within half a mile of a park. Okay, I mean, I think I live within half a mile of a park, but it's got to be the worst park in town. What's even the name of the park in my neighborhood? It's like Industrial Park or something. There's all these, there's like a big power station in the middle of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can see it off of Hit Road. Hold on. Now I got to find the name of this park. Like, I think all that's there is maybe a baseball field and like some grass. I don't think there's even a playground because you probably, all right, I'm not going to say it. What is the name of that stupid park? Hang on. Oh, I thought it was called something crazier than... Oh, Sugar Mill Substation Park. Sometimes they just call it Sugar Mill Park. But I think you got to point out that the substation is there. Now, there is grass and there is a baseball field. I'll give it... there is some toys. I'm looking at it on the Google map. Those toys must be new. They were not there when my kids were little. Sorry, girls. All right, I take it back. There's reasons to go to that park. Okay, back to... I don't know about the data on this because it says the median home price in Idaho Falls is $485,000. Is that accurate? I know our cost of living's gotten out of control, but that seems steep to me. I was thinking it'd be more like $375, which is still ridiculous. Average home square foot is massive compared to all of these others. 2,800 square foot, the average square footage of a home in Idaho. Okay, 86 attractions in Idaho Falls. Now, I live in Idaho Falls. No offense here when I ask, what are the 86 attractions? What do they say are attractions here? River walks, museums. Okay, so I guess if you count, parks, the mall. I'm just playing Idaho Falls. I mean, we got Melaleuca Field. We've got the Mountain America Center. We've got a lot of attractions, okay? We've got to be better than number one on the list. Jefferson City, Missouri. Jefferson City, Missouri. And Enid, Oklahoma. I ain't buying this list as these being the most desirable cities in America to live in. Now, we do have a low crime rate, but we know that the wages in Idaho suck. The cost of living is through the roof. So I don't know about this. It looks like we're terrible for fatal vehicle accidents. We're like the worst on the list. But we do have a lot of parks. A lot of parks. I still don't know how we ended up so high on the list with the, cost of living. It's got to be the home square footage. They're really giving us a nod on that one. You got big houses. That's because people around here have tons of children, all right? You need 5 bedrooms when you have that many children running around. What else did I find out about Idaho? Idaho, one of the states where people are unhappiest with their job. We come in 4th place. Yeah, apparently people not very happy at work around here. I'm guessing it's because the wages are garbage. You've got people who work in skilled professions. I see these arguments online. Someone will be like, I work in such and such industry. We shouldn't be paying these fast food workers the same amount that I'm making. No, what's going on here is you're not making what you should. The fast food workers are needing that kind of money to be able to actually live in this area where the cost of living's gone through the roof. Housing's outrageous. You should be making more money. But that's how the man keeps us down. They keep us fighting with each other. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What else do we got? Idaho named as one of the best states for remote work. Another thing that would make people around here very happy because a lot of people are anti-remote work. Well, we're 6th in the nation with the... Now, what are the criteria for determining whether a place is good for remote work? Because, okay, internet speeds and cost of renting an apartment. So we're, as well as other expenditure costs. So we're better than, places where it's really expensive to live, I guess. All of these states that are ranked good for remote work are places where the housing's not as bad as like California or New York. Doesn't mean it's great here. We're also one of the most dangerous states for mountain bikers. Yeah, dangerous trails. Got what they call double black diamond trails, and they're dangerous. All right. I don't know if that's a negative selling point. I think for adrenaline junkies, people are going to go, yeah, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. So I had piles of these emails about Idaho's, in this position for this and that. That's what my spam folder was. A lot of that kind of crap. So anyway, I don't know if I made you feel better or worse about being here. But hey, we're super desirable. Super desirable. All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to talk about some people here in a few that make me look like a very normal person when it comes to cats. And that's even as a guy who's wearing a shirt with 4 cats on it that says hiss. It was a present from our graphic artist in the Building Star for my birthday. And I finally remembered to throw it in the washing machine and then wear it because I'm forgetful. 4 cats dressed up as Kiss, and it says hiss. But I'm nothing compared to these people I'm going to tell you about in a minute. All right? Hang on. All right. Plenty of people around here like to call me crazy cat guy and things like that. How dare they? There are people out there way worse than me. Look at this couple. Yeah. Let's check out this YouTube video.
We had a huge tour of the property. We did see like a handful of cats here and there. We didn't really think a whole lot of it.
Okay, so you're buying a house and you notice some cats around. Now, if you're me, all right. There's a few cats wandering around. I mean, heck, even at my place, when my cats are inside, lo and behold, we got Yuri who pops up every now and again. That would be the cat that decided to start living around my place during the wintertime. I think the cat that I saw on the camera the other day was Yuri. I don't know, but there's a variety of cats that come around. Cats are out there. Wouldn't think anything too strange of it.
The realtor said they don't really think they can catch the cats. They don't know what they can do. Is it going to be a deal breaker? And I said, no.
Now, that's kind of weird. I would think if there was a major cat problem, you could catch them. All right. I mean, if you have a cat issue at your house, you put a little trap out, put some food in it. Cats like food. And then you can, take them to a cat rescue or something like that. But whatever.
I think it was like the first or second day we were here, we went out and fed them. And I was like, oh, there's like 15 cats here. That was a shock when we moved in. I wanted to just start spending a lot of time with them.
15! Turns out there are actually 16 cats living on these people's property, and they love it.
So I would start just hanging out in my driveway. I would literally sit out there and I would just sit with them. And
okay, imagine you move into a place and there's 16 cats just hanging out outside. And I'm looking at video here. They're all orange. All of the cats look the same. It's very weird. It's like a broken simulation. I think if there was 16 cats around my house, I'd probably hang outside too. Depending on what the weather's like.
Over time, I kind of started adding stuff. Like I would get some catnip or maybe I'd bring out some toys. Every night I would come home from work and the cats would be in the driveway, like kind of waiting for me.
Just come home, 16 cats sitting there. Give us some of that catnip. Come on. Hook it up with some snacks. Jeez, I got 2 cats, one of which is small. It's a kitten. And the amount of food that kitten can knock down, I can't imagine trying to feed 16 cats. It's crazy. Oh,
The previous
look
owners,
at that kitty.
they were feeding the cat.
This break is designed to drive certain people I work with crazy, I guess. Nobody wants to hear you talking about cats, dude. Well, I'm wearing a cat shirt and we're watching cat videos, all right? We're rocking and rolling. It's cat time.
Cats, which they were feeding them out in this shed that was not the greatest.
Yeah,
It wasn't protecting
that shed's a dump.
them from the elements because like it was missing doors and windows. So from there, it was kind of like our thought process was these cats need better shelter and they also need to all get spayed and neutered.
Oh, geez, they weren't fixed? Oh, I mean, if you had 16 cats and, let's say half of them are male, you got 8 cats, just that shed must have reeked. Because male cats, they're trying to mark their territory. They're out just spraying. Oh, it would stink so bad. Yeah, you definitely got to get them fixed. Oh, it reminds me, I got to get the kitten fixed tomorrow. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact. After blowing a bunch of money to get an arborist to come get her out of a tree, now I can spend more money to get her fixed. Much more important, I'd say, but I couldn't leave the little kitten in a tree.
We really wanted to create a cat room for these cats.
You're going to move 16 cats inside? Cat room doesn't sound like cat shed. That sounds like a room inside of your house for 16 cats. I've had 3 cats before, and it feels like you have an army of cats in your home when you have 3. It's crazy when there's 3 cats. 16 inside? I ain't bad at all.
I think we need to get a variety of cat bed sizes, and then we definitely need more bowls. I'm thinking we should get a new rug for in there.
How much money do these people make? We need 16 cat beds, probably 32 bowls. We're going to go ahead and just build onto the house.
Heaters to make it warm.
Right.
Okay, maybe they're doing it outside because they did say heaters.
Definitely need some of these beds. Get some bowls.
I think that's the one.
That's a fancy rug. I've been looking at getting a new rug for my dining room for a while now. You know why I haven't? Because I'm cheap. Yeah, I don't want to, spend the cash to get myself a nice new rug. That's a great dining room rug that they're going to just have covered in cat pee.
Let's get it.
Yep, I love it.
We decided to make a little catwalk for them.
Oh, how nice.
And we ran some electric for some new plugs.
No, this is inside their house, all right? This is inside of their house. Clearly. This is not a shed anymore.
So the heated houses finally came in, and the cats are already loving them.
When we first moved in, the cats...
I'm sorry, but I could only imagine. I mean, they're not discussing the fact that they've got at least 16 litter boxes, right? Or all these cats. I mean, I did see a cat door. You really got to hope they go outside. If you got 16 cats all trying to mark their territory, oh, the stinkiest room of all time.
I don't want to say that they were a burden by any sense, but we were definitely overwhelmed by them.
Yeah,
so
16
it was
cats!
Kind of a scary experience, just taking on so many at once and having to do so much.
Oh my goodness, you should see the just city of cat trees.
Much for them at once. Now we look at them as part of our family. I mean, I can't even imagine going outside and not seeing all my cats there anymore. So before, when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm coming home to all these cats and what am I going to do with them? Now it's just like I look forward to that every day.
I'm guessing at least one of the people in this relationship. This guy, I think, is a great husband because you can tell the enthusiasm of the wife. She loves the cats. The guy's like, yeah, we need to get, some more cat bowls. Sure. I love having 30 litter boxes around. Oh, man, you're just scooping and scooping.
They just seem so happy, and that just makes us
They do
so
look like
happy.
happy kitties. I do like. They built a new cat house. They built a house outside for their cats. It's a whole house. It's bigger than some houses I've seen. Just a house for these cats. Oh, we got somebody calling. Shut up about the cats, bro. K-Bear, you're live on my show. Who's this? Hello? Oh, How dare you hang up on me? How dare you? Now we're watching more cat videos. That's a pretty sweet cat house, for sure. All right, it's more like a tiny house. I don't want people out there thinking, these stupid cats, I got this cruddy apartment. It's kind of like a shed, a big shed. And it's a pretty nice little cozy spot for the cats. All right, this makes me want to go play with my cats. I got to turn this video off. I'm going to end up getting another cat if I watch. There's people out there with 16. Why can't I have 3? Why not? Yeah. Got to talk myself out of that immediately. All right, let's see what people are whining about on Reddit. All right, we'll go to the Am I the Jerk subreddit. It's not really called that, but I'll get in trouble if I say the name of it. It starts with A. You can figure it out. All right, am I the jerk for not being happy at my friends buying a house? All right, now I haven't read this. I'm totally winging it here because I'm multitasking. If you have any questions for me, call me, 208-535-1015. We can derail this and do Ask Me Almost Anything. All right, so I broke up from a 10-year relationship. Me and my ex both owned a house together, joint mortgage, and we were, of course, having to sell the place so we can get our own places. Due to the current UK housing market, it's been a low, tiring, and painful process since mortgage rates here are abysmal. Our house was on the market from January, and it only just sold in July. All right, I've been looking at houses since March, finding everything that I liked and wanted in the house, daily checking updated websites for new ones that go on the market. I've had to look at around 10 plus houses, and a lot of the time they've been smaller or require a lot more work than the picture showed. My issue is I need a house with a decent-sized garden since I have a large dog, and I'm a big fan of garden get-togethers, barbecue, gardening, etc. I found a dream house on the same day as we got an offer on mine and my ex's house. It felt like a sign. It was within my budget and everything. I showed my couple friends this house, and they tagged along with me to the viewing. They agreed it was an amazing house for the price and perfect for what I'm looking for in my criteria. I put an offer in there and then. I was going through all the hoops quickly, didn't want it to get away from me. They accepted my offer, and it was all hunky-dory. But then a new offer swooped in and took it. It was his friends. I don't think this person's being a jerk for being mad at their friends for that. That's pretty messed up. Hey guys, come check out this place. Oh, it's perfect for me and the dog. Oh, it's great. Yeah, man, this is awesome. They watch him put in the offer. They go home. All right, so that place is pretty cool. Wonder what happened if we put in about a 15 grand higher bid. Outbid him. What do you think? He's like not going to find out? Let's see. So he called him and was like yelling at him. And they said, well, it wasn't your house. You can't be upset since it was up for anybody to get. And like you said, it was a perfect house. We'd be foolish not to go for it. And now they're annoyed at me for not being happy. Okay, if one of my friends did that to me, I don't think it's petty to be like, you know what? You're not my friend anymore. All right? We're not friends anymore. You can get out. I'd be mad. I'd be really mad about that. It's difficult trying to find a house to buy right now. And this guy, okay, I can empathize with this guy. He broke up with somebody. They owned a house together. All right? I went through that situation a year ago. I was terrified I was going to lose my house because I really liked my house. My ex, she didn't want to live in Idaho Falls. She wanted to move back to Pocatello. She didn't care about the house, but I really like my house. My house is my zen place. So I did not want to lose my house. And the interest rates are horrible. Like I had a great interest rate before because I refinanced during the pandemic when rates were like, the lowest they've ever been or something. I was on an awesome loan. And I get it. It sucks to have to get a new loan right now. I went from sitting so nice to not sitting nice. My mortgage went way up and it's all just going to interest. Oh, so frustrating. So this guy, he's going through that crap right now. I can only imagine. Then your so-called friends swoop in and jack your dream place. All right, let's see what people are saying as far as comments back. Because my comment to this guy would be like, don't talk to those people ever again. They're crappy friends. They're terrible friends. All right? Okay. Yep, the top answer is they could have at least given you a heads up. I definitely would stop being friends with them. Yeah. Everybody, yeah, this is relationship ending if this happened to me. Yeah, it's messed up. And everyone seems to agree going through all the comments here. You are not the jerk here, all right? These are a pair of underhanded, mean-spirited individuals. They aren't your friends. And trust me, I know it's tough to kick some friends to the curb. I've had to do it with a few people before. And every once in a while, I'll think about it. And I get feeling bad and maybe I could let them know, I'm not really mad anymore. I don't care. Moved along. But no, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. Again, I've mentioned, forgiving and forgetting. You can forgive, but you don't have to tell those people that you've forgiven them. All right? And even though it's tough, sometimes you got to get them out of your life. Get people who are bad for you out of your life. All right? Oh, man, that would infuriate me. What terrible friends. Well, they're not friends. Again, so. All right, I'm Victor Wilt. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow morning doing the live morning show. Got Lieutenant Crane coming in for the traffic school feature powered by the Advocates. Hope you'll join us for that. And yeah, I hope the rest of your Thursday goes good. I'm going to pound coffee and try to accomplish something around here. I'm just beat for some reason. I don't get it. Whatever. I'm leaving. Thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program's a production of River. Why can't I say that? God.
Have to say Riverbend Media Group.
Riverbend Media Group. This program's a production of God. This program's a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.